Alright guys, I've had a few people asking for a bit of an update, so I'll do one. As you can guess, this isn't Spain. It's a nice location though. Sun's on the wrong side of me, so you can't really see the lake too well. But this is where I'm sort of spending some of my weekends. Actually come for a walk in the park every week. What I've been doing is looking at how to get to where we want to be in Spain, and part of that needs some more cash investment. The maintenance stuff, don't get me wrong, it's still growing. The property management's still growing. It's been quite busy. This is what I was joking with April earlier. It's been more busy since I've come over to the UK than it was while I was there. But like I said, it's not just me anyway. There's multiple people involved as such. Everything gets dealt with. But anyway, for me, I'm looking at getting properties in Spain for the long term. I can see whatever happens with this vote today, the holiday market, tourism market, rental market in Spain isn't going to change that much. Even from the point of view of knowing the people that are already there, where we are, it's not riddled with Brits. It's predominantly people from everywhere else. So it's not as high a proportion of Brits as some other areas are. So even if there was issues around the separation, I don't see it as being a market that's going to be diminished. More likely it's just going to change. The people, not the actual locations. What I mean is you may actually end up like Benidorm, where it's having an increased Spanish tourism population market. So one of the things that I'm doing is looking at trying to get enough cash together to buy the first property, and then getting that paid off as quick as possible, then on to the next, and then the next, and get to about 5, then I'll probably call it a day. So I'm over in the UK, stacking the money up at the moment, working. I've got some work that can run for at least the next 2 years. Just seeing how the contract runs at the minute. That's why I've sort of been quiet, because I don't really want to say I'm doing X and Y when it's still early days, to see if I work with a company and the company works with me. But it all looks good so far. This is a bit of a joke from a Benidorm series, anybody who watches it. This is Dove Tower, but there was a bit of a joke about an island in Benidorm, the TV series, where they mentioned the Doves. Who owns the island? The Doves. The Doves being the doves. But anyway, so yeah, things are progressing. It's not like things have stopped. If anything, they're actually moving forward. While I'm here, I'm also doing the air conditioning training. I'm just trying to get hold of somebody that I can drop in with, because I don't need to go full blown on it, in the sense of I'm not looking at bigger units, I'm not looking at chillers. I'm predominantly just interested in split units, which are the small units you get in all the properties in Spain. So I'm just looking at that, F-gas, getting that done. And from there we'll start developing the air conditioning side, buying some tools here. We've also been looking at a new I suppose you call it a Combi van, but it's not a Combi van in the sense of the brand, but a van that can take air conditioning units on the back. At the same time, it's 5 to 7 seater for family use, so it's a combination use. Seen one of those with Citroen. I've got to admit, I was pretty impressed with the quality of the van, and also the space. It's I think it's the Berlingo XL. I've got a small dog visiting me. So yeah, things are moving forward. When will I be next in Spain? Very shortly. One of the reasons I picked this contract as well is it's near the airport, so I can actually get a ride to the airport quite easily. I can be there in about 45 minutes, and the flights are regular as well, straight into Alicante. So I've covered that base already. So at the moment it's just getting the work sort of set up, then looking at how I can make the regular commutes. I've got a company car at the moment, but I can see the company not needing to give me that either long term, simply because although I've got over 45 locations, predominantly I'm computer based, which is what I love. Fed up of running around after people, so that's one of the things I'm sort of trying to move away from. But at the same time I'm sitting there thinking I need to upgrade my driving license so I can get a motorbike. Why? Because you may not know, but a lot of the British airports you can park for free for, I think it's up to 21 days with a motorcycle. Easy for work, easy for hopping to Spain. Perfect. So that's what I'm looking at. Love this part though, some beautiful trees, lakes are nice, and it's quite busy as well. I mean, there's people here. I mean, it seems a lot more than I would normally see in a park in the parks I've been to in the UK, unless it was summer. Here you seem to see a lot of people on a regular basis. I don't know if you can see all the people walking around the lake, but it's quite a busy place to be. So what else is it to mention? Yeah, the problem with the driving license, I've got a Spanish one, and I was getting into a conversation recently because they're asking, well, can I get a UK provisional? The answer is no. Simply because A, I've got a full Spanish license anyway, but B, I don't want a UK one. I don't want to be locked into the UK system, because then it's got to be associated with an address. So when I go back to Spain, it's all a bit confusing then, because I'll drop the address here, so then I'm 100% in Spain again, and at the same time it just confuses things. So this is where it all becomes a bit of a mess. And they're saying, well, you can have a provisional and a Spanish license, which I'm not sure is correct, but I'm trying to work out how I can get my motorbike license while here in the UK when I've got a Spanish license. Maybe somebody else can fill in that gap for me that's gone through this. But yeah, because I'm seriously thinking about getting a scooter, just for work in the airport runs. Because if this contract's going to run for a period of time, it's ideal. I'll actually make some cost savings, because the bus is nearly £20 each way. Doesn't sound a lot, but if you hop back twice in a month, that's £80, which should basically be paying for a motorcycle over if it was in instalments. But then again, you've got the runs to work as well, so you add that in and suddenly it's viable to get a little run around. But yeah, I mean, that's the other thing I will say. I know I'm nattering on today. Viability, and this is something I was talking to Gareth about, because he was on about downsizing with his cars. This is a prime example, because for example, I can hop on the scooter or motorbike here and take a run into London. It's not a problem, but it means I'm still mobile, which is one of the important things. But like I said, it's still early days. See how the contract runs. If it gets passed into January, I'm going to be here for at least a year. And if whatever happens with the Brexit thing, I'm hoping that we can start seeing April and the kids hopping in and out the UK as well. So it's not always going one way; it's going both. Because it'd be nice for the kids in April to actually visit London and a few other places and just see what the UK is about, especially around the food stuff. Which, funny enough, there's a food fair next month here. But beyond that, is there much happening? Well, I suppose so. I mean, one of the things I've been doing as well is I've been putting some Facebook advertising money up. So I've been advertising a bit in Facebook, and one of the things you've got with some regular work coming in is you can invest in things. So I'm sort of looking at the tools I need, looking at other bits and pieces, and starting to look at accumulating stuff and start getting it sent over to Spain. So things are progressing. So if it goes quiet, don't think I've disappeared. It's quite simply either I'm busy or there's not a lot going on that could interest you. But beyond that, things are progressing. Because the main thing is, I forgot, went off on a tangent there. Yeah, the downsizing thing's important because you can reduce your costs significantly. If I get rid of the company car, I could see me saving about $200 a month on what the government take. But on top of that, I would get a scooter or whatever. I could probably find that I can make some new YouTube channels on different subjects by hovering around the UK at the weekends when I'm here and not in Spain. So yeah, you got to weigh up the options. But one of the things I try to do is find ways to generate any extra spend, finding another revenue stream that can cover it. Been doing that for years. And it's one of the things I do recommend. If you can reduce your costs or find a way that something else is paying your expenses, it makes the transition much easier. But also you can find that it gives you more flexibility when it comes to big investments or whatever, if you're stacking some money as well. But anyway, enjoy the rest of the weekend. Thanks for watching.